Hello and welcome. I am Jasmin. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk all about living a life on purpose and unfolding our highest potential. So, in today's video, I want to talk to you about the one thing that blocks most people from truly finding their purpose. And this might be a very different thing than what you expected. So, when I first started delving into the whole topic of purpose and really figuring out what I'm here for, what is my mission, what is my vision, what is my purpose in this lifetime, what I pretty quickly encountered is that I was not so much disconnected from my purpose in the sense as I had to find it out there. Like it was somewhere in the world and I had to go find it, as I was having blockages towards it. I was noticing pretty quickly, I could feel the purpose in my heart, even if I could not define it. I could feel that I had a purpose in this lifetime and it was within me. It was carried within my heart. But I was blocked from it. There were things between me and really grasping that purpose I could feel within me. I could feel within my heart. And so as I dove into that and as I had a deeper look at that, I realized that it was like there were blocks, there were walls that I had built between that purpose of mine and how I experienced myself and who I experienced myself as and what I was able to perceive consciously. It was as if my purpose was standing on this side and then there was a bunch of walls and I was standing, my conscious self was standing on the other side. And so as I looked at these walls more and dove into that on a deeper level, I realized that what was disconnecting me from my purpose was the wounds I had gathered over my lifetime, the traumas that had manifested in my body through experiences that were creating a feeling of it's not safe to be who I really am. And all the stories I had taken on about the world, about myself, about life, about reality, that were not in alignment with who I really was. So to break this down a little bit, you can pretty much say that our purpose is intrinsically connected to who we really are in our essence. So you are born as a baby with a completely pure, clear frequency of who you are. And as a baby, that purpose of yours and that frequency, they exist together. Your purpose is so clear. What you are meant for in this world is so clear when you are born with that pure frequency of who you are. As you grow older, and you live in the world, you make experiences, you experience things that also traumatize you. And we are not talking about trauma as in a really dramatic event. We are talking about trauma as a wounding, because most of our trauma happens in our childhood. Because trauma is an experience of being unable to process an emotion, being in a situation where you feel like your life is threatened. And for a little child, that can be as little as mom not picking you up when you feel unsafe. So trauma is actually very normal for people to have, especially in nowadays world. So most people carry trauma in their bodies. So you gather trauma, you gather stories of how the world works and who you are supposed to be loved. You gather them from your parents, from your siblings, from your teachers, from your family, from your relatives. You learn those things about the world and about yourself. And you start taking on those stories. And although you were born with that pure frequency of who you are, the pure essence, which is love and harmony and peace and the most beautiful thing in the world, you start losing that over time. You start losing the connection to that because you're told, don't be so loud. You're supposed to be silent. You're not supposed to be loud. Don't be so full of yourself. You're supposed to be humble. You're not supposed to think you're great. You are all the things that you learn about the world, or the world is not a safe place. You are born with that feeling of the world is a safe place. And then either things happen, you experience traumas, or people are telling you, or both, the world is not a safe place. So you start creating those stories, those beliefs. The world is not safe. I am not that good. I am not this. I am not that. I am this. I am that. And you start building the walls. And the walls are all the stories, all the traumas, all the wounds, everything that is not in alignment with your true essence, with your purest, most pure frequency, most aligned, most natural frequency. And this starts building walls between who you really are in your essence and your conscious mind, how you perceive yourself in the world. Because who you really are in your essence never changes. It's the purest, highest frequency. It cannot change. It stays there within you at the core. But you can build walls towards it. So if you're, for example, made to believe you are not great for a long period of time of your life, from your early childhood on, you will still stay great at your core essence because you were born great. You were born as infinite possibilities, the most incredible thing that ever existed, your pure source energy. You were born great. But you have built walls against experiencing yourself as great. So there will be who you really are, and there will be who you perceive yourself as, the identity you build, the reality you create. And there will be walls between you and between who you really are and that reality, that are the billion times you were told you're not great, that were the billion times you were shown by example that it's not a good thing to think of yourself as great in this world. This will be those walls. And as you build those walls, you disconnect from your purpose and from who you really are and your purest frequency more and more. And that is the block that most people experience. It's not because they haven't found themselves out there in the world. You're not out there. You're in here. It's because they haven't worked through the stories and the wounds and the beliefs that aren't really themselves. They haven't done the inner work of removing the walls. So it is not about going out there into the world and finding yourself. It's about going within and looking at all the parts of you aren't really true, that don't really feel good. Because your true self will always feel good. And I'm not talking about surface moment good. It will feel deeply good. Like your whole being is, this is true. Truth is felt in the body. It feels expansive. It feels real. And so all these stories that you tell yourself, all these identities you took on, all these wounds you carry, they are what stands between you and your purpose and being able to grasp and see and feel your purpose fully. So your task is not to go out there in the world and find your purpose. Your task is to remove all the layers you have built between you as the conscious being that you are in this moment and your purpose that is held in the purest, most aligned frequency within your heart, that is held within who you really are. So it's not about finding your purpose out in the world. It's about returning to who you really are by removing all the layers that you've put between you and that true frequency of who you are, and finding that purpose in that essence of who you really are. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, that it gave you a bit of a clue of where to go when it comes to finding your purpose, what to look for, and what to work on. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to watch more videos like that, to hear more like that, and to get more information like that, I post videos on the topic of living our purpose and unfolding our potential on this channel regularly. So subscribe to this channel, and if you feel like you have something to say on the topic, please let me know in the comments below. I love exchanging ideas with you. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for being here.